And yes, what's going on, everyone? From USA, Canada, International, Long Island, aka Strong Island, plus the five spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, Queens. This is your man G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator, YouTuber, host with the most, creator, misunderstood lonely nomad, unstoppable independent podcaster, and rookie podcaster of Lawrence, Queens, New York. And you're rocking and hanging out with me and listening to the 210th episode of Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast, live and direct from StreamYard, alongside with YouTube, and aside myself is the Instagram live feed over there. Make sure you turn on your notifications so you can so you can know when I'll be dropping each episode, and some new details of what's gonna go down with any last minute come ups or whatever comes up. And of course, if you are new to the YouTube channel universe, and if you're new and you watching for the first time, especially new listeners, welcome to the show. Of course, most important thing here is to go to the YouTube channel G Money Stacks 555 and grab that subscribe button for me, and of course tap the noti bell so you can be reminded when the show goes in the air via live stream, and of course leave a like and a comment with the episodes and topics that's being discussed. Also, more of your content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes that you, in case you missed any of them, all of them is uploaded to the YouTube channel page and on the streaming platforms, which I will handle at the end of this recording. Now, of course, there's some stuff to talk about in regards to mental health, which is going to be the first thing we get into today. No, sorry, this is the wrong thing. That's the wrong one. Yes. So this is what I was looking for. Here it is. Mental health check-in. We got some stuff to talk about here, not just pertaining to me, but also pertaining to other people in particular. So let's get into mental health check-in. Yes, before I talk about myself, as well as um before I talk about myself, and there's some stuff that has to be said. First and foremost, let's get into, before we even get to mental health day, we need to get into the recent passing of Aaron Carter. All right, so yes, so according to Variety, Aaron Carter, the pop singer who released his self-titled album, titled 1997 debut album at the age of 9, and was the brother to Backstreet Boys member Nick Carter, died Saturday. He was 34 years old. Oh boy, that has to be tough, man, for real. Carter's death was confirmed by Taylor Helgeson, his representative at Big Umbrella Management. A statement from Carter's family and management is forthcoming. Alejandra Para, Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy, confirmed that officers were responding to a 10:58 a.m. call regarding a suspicious death at Carter's residence in the 4200 block of Valley Vista Drive. Paris said a deceased person was found at the home, but the identity had not been confirmed. Investigators remain on site. Um, yeah, that's crazy though, man. Yeah, this is so crazy. So yes. Carter got his start in music by landing a record contract after serving as the opener for the Backstreet Boys in 1997. His debut studio album featuring the hit track "Crush on You" went gold in December 1997, launching him into the spotlight at a young age. Carter's second album, "Aaron's Party, Come and Get It," was released in 2000, featuring hit tracks like "That's How I Beat Shaq" and "I Want Candy." The album went triple platinum, leading the teenage Carter to serve as the opening act on tours by Britney Spears and the Backstreet Boys. The star also made appearances on Nickelodeon and Disney Channel programs such as Lizzie McGuire and All That. Two more albums followed, Old Aaron in 2001 and Another Earthquake in 2002. Carter also starred alongside, hold on a second here. Um, hold on. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Okay. Yes, let me see. Wait a minute here. Okay, in 2001 and Another Earthquake in 2002. Okay. Carter also starred alongside his siblings in the short lived reality series House of Carters on E, and starred as JoJo in the Broadway production of Seussful. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Yes. What is it? What is it? What is it? The hell is this? Can we get that out of here, please? Hold on a minute here. Hold on a minute. I think I need to hold on a minute here. Sorry about that. I was trying to get rid of an ad. Let me continue. I'm gonna continue. Don't worry. I'm gonna continue. Yes. So, so yes. Let me see. Where did I leave? Oh, wait. Um. Yeah. Susico the musical is what the Broadway production he was in. Carter later appeared as a contestant on season 9 of Dancing with the Stars. He returned to music in 2016 in his single Fool's Gold before releasing his fifth album, Love, in 2018. Carter, um, and this shit keeps coming up. This shit keeps coming up though. Yeah, Carter had become an embattled figure in recent years, revealing that he had been diagnosed with multiple mental health issues in an Entertainment Tonight interview in 2019. Regarding a DUI arrest, weeks later, his brother Nick obtained a restraining order against him. In September, Carter enrolled in rehab for a fifth time in hopes to regain custody of his then 10-month-old son Prince. He and his ex he and his ex fiance Melanie Martin lost custody due to domestic violence and drug concerns. I decided to enroll myself into that program. This will be my fifth time in rehabilitation, mainly to take care of aftercare, he said at the time. There's been no relapses. I haven't had any relapses. Haven't had any relapses. Yes, hang on a minute. Yeah, I haven't had any relapses. It's just triggers are big right now for me, so I want my son back. He was born December 7th, 1987 in Tempe, Florida. Carter grew up alongside his older brother Nick, as well as three sisters, Angel, BJ, and Leslie. Of course, Carter is survived by his son Prince. So yeah. So rest in power, sleep in power to Aaron Carter. All right. Also, we got another thing we need to get to, and this is pertaining to um Selena Gomez. Let me get to her story. Yes. So here it is. And this is from US Magazine. Okay, so here's what's happening. It's all up there. Hold on a second. Upon the release of Selena Gomez, My Mind and Me, Selena Gomez is excited and relieved, to share her story. A source exclusively reveals in the new issue of Us Weekly. Selena Gomez through the years. Okay. The only murders in the building, actress age 30, um, chronicled her career milestones and physical and mental health journey between 2016 and 2020 in her Apple TV documentary, which premiered earlier this month. She poured her heart and soul into this, and it took a heck of a lot of courage to go as deep into her journey as she did. Um, as she did. The insider tells us of Gomez's participation. As happy and centered as she is now, this is someone who freely admits she's hit the wall numerous times in her life and had to rebuild and reset herself when all hope may have seemed lost. The source continued, she's grateful to have had 3 second chances, especially as it gives her the opportunity to help others and send that message loud and clear that anything is possible if you have the right mentality and tools at your disposal. The film, directed by Alec um Alec Kashishian, began with the Disney Channel alum, then 23, preparing for her 2016 revival tour. Gomez ultimately decided to cancel performances following 55 shows after suffering a psychotic break, subsequently entering a treatment facility. And I will discuss what that is. I'll break that down I'll break that down in a sec. After 3 years of on and off medical assistance, my mind and me resumed production in 2019. Um, when you are struggling, she said, and end quote, when you are struggling with your mental health, the essential part of it is knowing what to do and recognizing that. Gomez said in the documentary about her battle with depression, which had been triggered by her lupus. It's something that I'm not ashamed of. I had to relearn things. The Wizards of Waverly Place alum, who was diagnosed with lupus in 2015 and revealed her bipolar diagnosis in 2020, admitted that she completely fell out of her mind. She added it was like, hey, you are not a bad person. You are not a gross person. You are not any of this. But you are going to have to deal with this. I know it's a lot, but this is the reality. And I found having a relationship with bipolar and myself, it's going to be there. I'm just making it my friend to know. I think that I needed to go through that to be who I am, and I'm going to keep going through that as she should. While Gomez, a fervent mental health advocate, is relieved to open up about her experiences, the former child star had serious nerves and apprehension ahead of the film's release. In quote, she said, it felt scary to put so much of herself out there, and Selena wouldn't have been human if that didn't feel daunting and scary before she approved the final version. She got past the jitters by reminding herself why it was so important to follow through, to tell her truth, and hopefully inspire the source ads. The feedback she's gotten so far has been mind blowing. Everyone's thrilled and telling her she should be so proud of herself, which she really is. In addition to candidly discussing her health challenges, Gomez opened up about her time in the spotlight and navigating her public breakup from Justin Bieber. The twosome dated on and off from 2011 to 2018 before he moved on with now wife Haley Bieber. Um, and she also stated she didn't want the headlines to be focused on her and Justin. That part of her life is long since in the past. The insider explains to us, noting the rare beauty founder is ardent against letting a former relationship define her reputation moving forward. There were very difficult moments between them through the years. Everyone knows that, but she chooses to keep them private and not to dwell on them. As my mind and me has garnered critical acclaim, Gomez and her mother and former manager Mandy Tiffy, um, who spoke of her relationship with her daughter in the doc, are ready to move their relationship past its release. The reason why is because we lived some of that together. We went through that and we found healing and we've moved past some of it. The Wonder Mind co-founder, age 46, said during a November appearance on the On Purpose with Jay Shetty podcast, noting she had no plans to watch the documentary, and even if it's something she went through and I didn't know she went through it, as a mother, it's gonna affect me, it's gonna hurt my stomach, it's gonna put me in that mindset, and I'm going to wish I could go and protect her. Of course, for more on Gomez's reaction to the documentary, of course, you could watch the video above and pick up the latest issue of Us Weekly on newsstands now. And you can also check it out on Apple Plus. Yes, you could check out the documentary, the rated R documentary on Apple Plus. So, so yeah, there you have it. There you have it, though, man. And yeah, Apple Plus TV. Yes, Apple Plus TV. Yes. All right, so let's make some noise for Selena Gomez for actually acknowledging the fact that she had not only depression but also realizing that she had bipolar disorder and a psychotic break. I'm gonna break down what the psychotic episode is about in just a second, but let's make some noise for Selena Gomez and being able to tell her story. And it takes a lot of, and as I read, it takes a lot of bravery. It takes bravery and courage to actually talk about the issues that she's been going through. So I know sometimes it may not be easy, but sometimes you just have to, go with the flow. So that's a good thing that she actually told her her truth, what I'm saying, with the documentary. So all right, so let's make some noise for Selena Gomez. All right. Yeah, yeah, let's break down on what a psychotic episode is. Okay, so let's get into it. So, what is a psychotic episode, you ask? And this is according to 10fact.com/health. We have yet to find anything that is more complex than the human brain. It is able to perform an astonishing number of calculations all of the time, surpassing the ability of supercomputers. As with everything else that is so complex, however, there is also a lot that can go wrong. Mental health conditions are surprisingly common, which is true, although some are worse than others. Some will have only a minor impact on the patient's life, while others will have changed the patient's life in a very profound manner. One of these is psychosis and psychotic episodes are experiences that can be terrifying for the patient and for others. All right. Psychoph- Psychopathy. Psychopathy. Okay, number one is psychopathy. Psychosis is often confused with psychopathy. Psychopathy. But the two are very different things. Just a minute. Just a minute here. Um, yeah. Yeah, two different things. Somebody who is a psychopath is one who basically has little um to know no empathy for other people. They tend to have little to no remorse for their actions, regardless of how much their actions might be hurtful to other people. Psychopaths also tend to be egotistical and also bold. If in a business situation, for example, a psychopath may pursue their own business interests with no consideration for other people. They are often intelligent and manipulative and can do a great deal of harm without caring. A psychopath can also be psychotic, but they usually are not. So let's see. Um let's see. There's more. Let me see this. This there's more to this. So number two, psychotic episodes. It's when the brain has a lot of information to process at any one time. If you were to have difficulty processing this information, then it can become very difficult for you to know and understand what is going on around you. A psychotic episode is an event where the patient's brain has great difficulty in processing what is happening around them. And of course, psychotic episodes can be extremely disturbing for the patient as they struggle to cope with what their brain are telling them. They can struggle to acknowledge things that are going on around them, and they can also see and hear things that are not around them. Um, all right. Let's see if there's more. And number three, the pro the prodromal period. For some reason, when psychosis happens for the first time, it usually happens in young adults and teenagers, although it can develop in older people as well. Before psychosis actually occurs, a lot of people will go through what is known as the prodromal period. And yeah, during the prodromal period, the patient will likely undergo profound changes in their personality. Their thoughts and their behavior can change a great deal, but this might sometimes just be put down to adolescence in some people. The experience would be different for everybody, and prodromal period can last from just a few days to years. Damn. And let's see. Now the causes. There is a lot that we still don't know about psychosis and what causes it. And sorry for the plane, but we do know that some people are at higher risk than others. One of these is that it appears to be hereditary in some cases. In addition, some diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's are thought to make it more likely. Damage caused by strokes, injuries, and tumors can also make more psychosis more likely. What's more is that people that use certain drugs like LSD, methamphetamines, and marijuana are also more likely to have a psychotic episode. In some cases, it is also brought on by extreme emotional trauma like sexual assault and being involved in serious incidents. Whew. That has to be hard, man. Okay, we got number five warning signs of psychosis. Okay, let's get into it. Although there is a lot that we do not know about psychosis, we are often able to recognize the symptoms that one is soon to begin. If people are at school or college, for example, then a drop in their grades can be a sign that there's a problem. The patient might sometimes also start spending more time alone than they usually would, and they can become irrationally suspicious of other people. In some cases, the patient can also stop talking. Proper care of themselves and their hygiene standards can drop. Some patients will begin reacting um unusually strongly to some situations, while others will appear to have no emotions whatsoever. Patients can also begin to have mild hallucinations. Yes. Number six, disturbed thought patterns. One of the symptoms of a psychotic episode is that the patient will sometimes experience confusing and erratic thought patterns. Some will begin to talk constantly and they can speak very rapidly, so rapidly that it can be difficult to keep up with what they are saying. At times, they might suddenly stop speaking or doing whatever they are doing. This is often because they can suddenly and completely forget what they were doing or talking about. They can also sometimes change from one topic to another when they are talking, leaving people confused as to what the discussion is about. Yes, it could happen to anybody. And number seven, hallucinations. Among the most characteristic symptoms of a psychotic episode is that the patient will begin to hallucinate. Basically, this means that they will start to experience sensations from things that simply do not exist. For example, they can begin to see that um are just not there, or hear sounds that do not exist. It applies to the other senses also, and the patient can taste flavors for no reason and smell aromas that don't exist. They can even feel as though something or somebody is touching them, even when they are not. It can be a terrifying experience as the patient is often aware that they are hallucinations. Some patients will begin to learn when they are hallucinating, helping them to cope with it better. And number eight is delusions. Most of us are generally quite good at keeping fairly grounded in reality, excuse me, and we are mostly able to tell fiction from reality. We might sometimes be mistaken or misled, but we will usually accept the reality of what is happening within reason, at least. This is not always the case for people experiencing psychosis. However, people with psychosis will often experience delusions, which means that they believe certain things to be true against all evidence. For example, some people might be convinced that they are the reincarnation of an ancient person, or that nefarious organizations are trying to do them harm. Number nine, postnatal psychosis. After having a baby, some women will experience postnatal depression, which is a type of depression. Most people won't get it, and of those that do, the symptoms can range in severity from being very mild to being outright dangerous. In some cases, postnatal depression can even develop into a type of psychosis. A patient with postnatal psychosis can experience symptoms including hallucinations and disturbed thought patterns. In addition, they can also experience mania, which is an extremely elevated mood. Adversely, they can also experience depression. Anybody suspected of experiencing postnatal psychosis or postnatal depression should arrange to speak with their doctor, which is true. I agree. Number 10, treatment for psychosis tends to involve the use of antipsychotic medications that can help to at least reduce the severity of the symptoms. Psychotic episodes can be very dangerous for um, the patient and also for others around them. So it is often necessary to have the patient hospitalized. Patients with psychosis will also require therapy in order to help them cope with the condition. They will be taught certain skills that will help them to deal with symptoms as and when they happen. It is also important for the patient's family to get involved as much as possible so the patient gets all the support they need. Let's see. And I think and I think that's it for psychotic episodes. Now we go to what is mental health day. So let's get into it. Let's get into it though. Now, hold on a minute. Hold on a second here. Now, let's get to yes, I'll get to the journaling of mental health in a sec. Now, World Mental Health Day. Um, I'll explain what that's about. So World Health Organization data show that the COVID-19 pandemic caused a 25% increase um in the prevalence of anxiety and depression worldwide. An estimated 12 billion working days are lost each year to depression and anxiety, which the WHO estimates cost the cost the global economy nearly $1 trillion. Oh boy. The WHO says growing social media and economic inequalities and protracted conflicts, violence, and other um, health emergencies affecting whole whole populations are further threatening progress towards improved well-being. Even where help is available, stigma and discrimination prevent many people from getting the care they need. World Mental Health Day represents a global commitment to raise awareness around mental health issues and to mobilize support. A day dedicated to mental health renews the focus on the subject. The large number of activities, events, and talks conducted on this day provide a boost to mental health awareness, um, says Mumbai based psychiatrist Dr. Harish Shetty. And World Mental Health Day was first observed on October 10th, 1992, as an annual activity of World Federation for Mental Health. The day initially did not have a specific theme, and its aim was mental health advocacy and educating the public on relevant issues. Seeing the popularity of the campaign in 1994, for the first time, a theme for the day was used, which was improving the quality of mental health services throughout the world. With each passing year, the day's popularity continued to grow. Some of its early themes were women and mental health 1996, children and mental health 1997, mental health and human rights 1998, and mental health and aging 1999. The theme for World Mental Health Day 2022 is make mental health and well-being for all a global priority. The preparation for World Mental Health Day are made months in advance, and in some countries, the program stretches over several days or weeks. Of course, mental health in India, according to a WHO report, between 1990 and 2017, 1 in 7 people from India have suffered mental illness, such as depression, that we just talked about with Selena Gomez not too long ago, anxiety, and other severe conditions. There has been a spurt in mental health illness in the country post slamdemic, says Dr. Shetty. Uh, the number of people dying of heart attacks in 2021 has increased 6 times of the previous years in the first 6 months. This is believed to be a result of intense emotional stress during COVID. There is a visible increase in the number of people expressing self harm thoughts. Diabetes and heart issues are associated with mental illness. There is an increase in psychological issues in kids too, Dr. Shetty says, with events, screenings, activities, and more. World Mental Health Day is a catalyst for people to learn more, seek help, offer support, and open their hearts and minds to vulnerable conversations, he adds. Well, that's pretty true. Okay. Okay. Um I'll rate some tips. Hang on a second here. Okay. All right. Okay, so we have some tips to go over. So, of course, Dr. Harris Shetty's top tips on how to look after your mental health includes connect with others. Humans are social creatures, and it's important to have strong, healthy relationships with others. Having good social support may help protect you against the harms of stress. Cuddle and curl. Soft touch is very important. Cuddling for a few minutes every evening before sleep is important for good mental health. Exercise, meditate, and pray. Any physical exercise helps. Yoga is known to help build immunity and resilience. Follow it up with brief exercise, mindfulness practices such as meditation and pranayama. Pranayama. Wow. That's it. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Pranayama also help as they calm the brain. Praying helps too. It does not bring God on earth, but it helps the mind focus and concentrate. Hold on. Let me look this up real quick. Let me look this up real quick before I continue. Okay, so for those of you who may not know what that is, this is um pranayama is basically the regulation of the breath through certain techniques and exercise. Actually, there's more to this. So it is the so so basically pra pranayama is the practice of breath regulation. It's a main component of yoga. An exercise for physical and mental wellness. In Sanskrit, prana means life, energy, and yama means control. The practice of pranayama involves breathing exercises and patterns. So there you go. That's what that is. Of course, many people could practice. You're more than welcome to practice this technique. Of course, this helps with your mental health and well-being. And yeah, maybe I should try out some meditation. I haven't done meditation in a minute though. I've been so busy trying to look up topics for future episodes for you folks out there that's trying to tune in and stuff. So I will do my best to actually um do a little meditation. Um after I get up, I will do what I can to actually um to help out myself actually. So there you have it. Anyway, let's get to where I left off. Okay. All right, so let's see. Where did I leave off here? To the brain. Okay, so take care of your diet. Food and drink affect our bodies, brains, and mood for good and bad, or bad, excuse me. Include pulses, eggs, ground nuts, fruits, and grams in your diet. No soft drinks as it hurts your brain and bones. Make sure your vitamin D and B12 levels are in order. Yeah, B12. Yeah, I need that. Share feelings. This is extremely important so that you clean your mind as well as your body. Talking may also change how you see and feel about the situation in ways you find helpful. Do nothing. Doing nothing is a beautiful exercise for those who have been doing everything throughout their lives. It is just as important as doing something. Just put your legs up and enjoy a cup of coffee. Well, I don't really drink coffee, but of course, I don't even drink coffee. Of course, read that book you couldn't finish earlier. Watch the sunrise. and set. Listen to the birds. Know your red flags. It is natural for some to experience symptoms such as sleeplessness, severe anxiety, ideas of helplessness, hopelessness, worthlessness, inappropriate guilt, intolerance to loud noises, sleep disturbances, and increased anger outburst. If these symptoms persist for 2 or more weeks, consult a mental health professional immediately. And of course, journaling actually helps too. Let's get to that one before we get to the New York Mass Transit files. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to take too much time, but I wanted to actually. I think it's important to actually address this. Actually, so you know, to make sure that mental health is not it's not a stigma anymore. Like I said, always we need to destigmatize um mental health because you know it may not be easy to actually talk about it. It may be difficult at times, but I know sometimes it takes bravery, it takes courage to actually tell your story and what you've been through and stuff. So I feel like um with me, I did suffer a little bit of anxiety because because of the slandemic. I wasn't able to be around people, and I didn't want to be one of those people to actually feel like I'm about to, you know, you know, I didn't want to I didn't want to make anybody sick or do any harm. You know what I'm saying? So I just kept myself in the crib before I even went to work. So you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what I did. And yes, this is a vulnerable thing to talk about. Yes, it is. So I do actually think that there's certain things that can help with your mental health. And one in particular right here has to do with journaling. I know I used to keep a journal too. Of course, journaling for your mental health. When you were a teenager, you might have kept a diary hidden under your mattress. Well, I kept a journal. It's not really see diaries are for women. Journals are for men. And I took the liberty to keep a journal because of the cartoon show Doug that used to be on Nickelodeon years ago. So there you have it right there. Um all right, so it was a place to confess your struggles and fears without judgment or punishment. It likely felt good to get all of those thoughts and feelings out of your head and down on paper. The world seemed clearer. You may have stopped using your diary once you reach adulthood, but the concept and its benefits still apply. Now it's called journaling. It's simply writing down your thoughts and feelings to understand them more clearly. And if you struggle with stress, depression, and anxiety, keeping a journal can be a great idea. It can help you gain control of your emotions and improve your mental health. So, journaling benefits. One of the ways to deal with any overwhelming emotions is to find a healthy way to express yourself. This makes a journal a helpful tool in managing your mental health. Journaling can help you manage anxiety, reduce stress, cope with depression. Um, okay. Yes. Journaling helps control your symptoms and improve your mood by helping you prioritize problems, fears, and concerns, tracking any symptoms day to day so that you can recognize triggers and learn ways to better control them. Proving and not to proving an opportunity for positive self-talk and identifying negative thoughts and behaviors. When you have a problem and you are stressed, keeping a journal can help you identify what's causing that stress or anxiety. or anxiety. Once you've identified your stressors, you can work on a plan to resolve the problems and reduce your stress. Keep in mind that journaling is just one aspect of a healthy lifestyle for better managing stress, anxiety, and mental health conditions. To get the most benefits, be sure you also relax and meditate each day. Eat a healthy, balanced diet. Exercise regularly. I do take walks while I'm at work. Yes. So I take walks like maybe 2 days a week, especially when I'm going to work. So that's pretty much what I do. Um so yeah. Um Treat yourself to plenty of sleep each night. Stay away from alcohol and drugs. Yeah, I don't even drink alcohol. um, Use your journal to make sure you follow these guidelines daily. How to journal. Try these tips to help you get started with journaling. Try to write every day. Set aside a few minutes every day to write. This will help you to write in your journal regularly. Make it easy. Keep a pen and paper handy at all times. Then, when you want to write down your thoughts, you can. You can also keep a journal on your smartphone. Yeah, I didn't know you could do that on your smartphone. Um, Write or draw whatever feels right. Your journal doesn't need to follow any certain structure. Your own It's your own private place to discuss and create whatever you want to express your feelings. Let the words and ideas flow freely. Don't worry about spelling mistakes or what other people might think. You use your journal as you see fit. You don't have to share your journal with anyone. If you do want to share some of your thoughts with trusted friends and loved ones, you could show them parts of your journal. Keeping a journal helps you create order when your world feels like it's in chaos. You get to know yourself by reviewing your most private fears, thoughts, and feelings. Look at your writing time as personal relaxation time. It's a time when you can de stress and wind down, right in a place that's relaxing and soothing, maybe with a cup of tea. Look forward to your journaling time and know that you are doing something good for your mind and body. And these are the tips to journaling. And that was your if that was your information about psychotic episode and World Mental Health Day. Now we can go to our now we can go to our transit news. So let's get into the transit news right now. Um, all right, so the New York Mass Transit files, man. Let's go. All right. At long last, Greenpointers can get their sea legs again. After more than a year of frustrating delays, the NYC ferry stop on India Street in Greenpoint is finally set to reopen for passenger service, which happened on Monday, November 14th. Service will be restored to Greenpoint Ferry stop on Monday morning. Um, November 14th, tweeted City Council member Lincoln Wrestler. After too many months of delays, we're thrilled the ferry will be back in Greenpoint. Monday's scheduled reopening was confirmed by the city's Economic Development Corporation, which operates the commuter ferry in New York City's waterways. EDC worked in tandem with real estate developer Landlease, which owns the pier. It's the only private owned jetty serving the public ferry network. We are thrilled to be bringing NYC ferry service back to Greenpoint and look forward to welcoming riders on Monday, said Jeff Holmes, EDC's Senior Vice President of Public Affairs. In a statement, we appreciate the patience of Greenpointers and all NYC ferry riders. as we worked with land lease to safely restore the landing. Yes. So for those of you who may not know what NYC is, that's new listeners and new watchers. It's New York City. That's the acronym. The reopening has been a long time coming for seafaring Brooklynites. The ferry stop shuttered in May 2021 in order to repair the Piers Pile Foundation. What was supposed to take a few months lasted well over a year as construction teams encountered numerous snafus and complications at the site, leading to delays. Most recently, Lendlease announced that its planned August reopening had to be delayed another few months to allow more time to anchor piles in the East River bedrock. Lendlease declined to comment on the impending opening. The stop on the ferry's East River line, which runs between Hunters Point South and Wall Street, has a long, sordid history worthy of walking the plank. The landing was temporarily closed in October 2020 after Landlease bought the adjacent property at 1 Java Street, with some confused commuters being informed of the closure by a crew member shouting from a nearby ferry boat. Before that, passengers sometimes had to scale a fence and walk on construction barriers to get to the dock amid frequent flooding. NYC Ferry set sail in 2017 as former Mayor Bill de Blasio hoped to form an entirely new transit network for Big Apple commuters. But it was controversial from the start. The system's riders are disproportionately white and wealthy compared to strap hangers on subways and buses, a phenomenon only exasperated by the slamdemic. Nonetheless, the city has sunk millions of dollars into aquatic transit via operating subsides massively in access affairs. When service commenced, de Blasio projected a 6.60 $6.60 subsidy per ride, which at the time cost the same $2.75 as a MetroCard swipe. And in 2021, EDC claimed the subsidy was $8.59. But the audit by City Comptroller Brad Landers this summer determined the subsidy was closer to $12.88 per ride, nearly 50% higher than EDC's claim, meaning the city had underreported the cost of running the ferry system by nearly $250 million over 6 years. Yeah. Basically, in September, EDC bumped up the fare to $4 per ride. Oh boy. All right, so let's see. Let's go to. Let me see. Let me see. All right. This is just ridiculous. This is the most ridiculous shit ever that I've ever seen. So, this I can't believe this shit though. Metro. So this is just yeah, real quick. Let's get to this story. So this took place in Queens. There's two stories that took place in Queens actually. Yes, so this one right here took place. Okay, so a 77-year-old man suffering from dementia is being eyed in the deadly beating of his elderly wife in their Queens home, cops said Thursday. Police showed up at the couple's Rosedale home on 148th Street near 148th 148th Road, near 253rd Street around 6:15 a.m. Wednesday to conduct a wellness check for the wife, 70-year-old Giselle Dangerville. She was found unconscious and unresponsive with trauma to the head and body. Investigators believe her husband, whose name was not immediately released, beat her, possibly with a cane, according to cops and police sources. Of course, the man who cops described as a person of interest was taken into custody at the home. Investigators will determine if he will face charges. He better. It doesn't appear the husband remembers what had happened. Police sources said, "That's no excuse, man. That's no excuse." As of Thursday morning, he was being treated at an unnamed hospital. Also, what happened in Queens? Is um also what happened in Queens, a less drunk driver. Okay, so a less drunk driver. Let's get into this. So, a Queens man is facing manslaughter and drunk driving charges after a fatal collision with a scooter rider in Jackson Heights, Queens, New York, early Saturday morning. Police say the scooter rider was traveling westbound on 37th Avenue shortly after 1 a.m. on November 26th when he crashed into the back of a BMW sedan traveling southbound at the intersection with 82nd Street. The man was taken to Elmhurst Hospital where he was pronounced dead. The BMW driver, 24-year-old Jaro Ortiz of Flushing, remained at the scene. Police ultimately determined he was intoxicated and placed him under arrest. He faces charges of vehicular manslaughter, um, driving while intoxicated, and operating a motor vehicle without a license, registration, or insurance. Local elected officials lamented the death of the scooter driver, who remains unidentified. Of course, sad to lose someone so senselessly to traffic violence on Thanksgiving weekend, said City Council member Shikar um, Krishnan on Twitter. State Senator Jessica Ramos implored residents never to drink and drive lest another tragedy take place. Um, Please do your part to keep your neighbors safe, said Ramos. There is absolutely no reason to drink and drive. Reps for the Queens District Attorney, whose office is prosecuting the case, did not return an inquiry from AM New York Metro by press time. A stretch of 37th Avenue in Woodside and Jackson Heights, Queens, New York, was deemed a, a Vision Zero priority corridor in 2019, following a spat of deaths between Woodside Avenue and 114th Street. 5 pedestrians have been killed on the stretch in the past decade, according to NYC Crash Mapper. In 2019, just a block away from Saturday's tragedy in the intersection with 81st Street, a woman was killed after being run over by an unlicensed Long Island driver. Major improvements have not been made to the corridors in the intervening years. However, this was not the first. This was not only deadly traffic collision in Queens over Thanksgiving weekend. In Far Rockaway, a 64-year-old was killed on Black Friday after being struck by an SUV. Police say the man was jaywalking. Oh boy. Jaywalking? Is that even still a fucking thing? Like really? Really? Like like seriously, that right there, that's just beyond ridiculous right there, man. Ah man. I'm not gonna do that Far Rockaway story. I'll save that for another time. Um I'll save that for another time. And yeah, let's get to let's get to let's get into chatting on the jazz right here, man. Let's go. All right, so um okay, so most recently Jay Leno got into an accident. All right, so let's get into this. Jay Leno is on the mend after a harrowing gasoline accident. Sheesh. Left him with serious burns on his face. The former Tonight Show host, who was burned in a garage fire that broke out in November 2022, got some serious burns from a gasoline fire. Leno told Variety one day after the accident, no, after the incident, excuse me, I am okay. I'm okay. Just need a week or two to get back on my feet. Leno, a notable car enthusiast who has hosted Jay Leno's Garage since 2015, was at his Burbank garage when a gasoline fire erupted per TMZ. While spending 10 days at Los Angeles Grossman Burn Center, Leno underwent several injuries, including a skin grafting procedure. His injuries are serious. His condition is good. His his doctor, Dr. Peter Grossman, shared in a press release per page 6. Despite his serious condition, the New York native spent time making children smile by passing out cookies to the kids at the hospital. We're very happy to have him as part of our team, the physician stated. Leno was released from the medical facility later that month. Jay will receive a follow up care at the Grossman Outpatient Burn Clinic for burns to his face, chest, and hands he received during a five a fire, excuse me, at his home garage. The burn center said in a press release per CNN. Jay would like to let everyone know how thankful he is for the care he received and is very appreciative of all of the well wishes. He is looking forward to spending Thanksgiving with his family and friends and wishes everyone a wonderful holiday. Grossman noted, excuse me, Grossman noted in the release that he is pleased with Jay's progress, and I am optimistic that he will make a full recovery. Um, the Grossman Burn Center shared the first photo of Leno since the accident, an image of the multiple time Emmys host posing with staff. And prior to the accident, Leno opened up about another health scare, his battle with cholesterol. There's a lot of people walking around there just time bombs, he shared in a video in 2019, as well as referencing his own diagnosis. You've got all this cholesterol, you don't realize it until it actually hits. You know, it's like in a car, if even one piece of dirt gets in the eye of the needle of the jet, and boom, and no more gas comes through. Um, and that's what happens with your heart. Of course, um, let's see. And what went down, of course, a gasoline fire broke out at Leno's Burbank garage in mid November 2022, where he was seriously injured and suffered serious burns. He revealed the following day. So the comedian suffered burns to his face, chest, and hands. The Grossman Burn Center said via a press release he underwent a skin grafting procedure to treat his wounds, per his doctor. Um, yeah, knowing which beauty products to buy can be tricky, but experts have the inside scoop on which products are worth investing in, of course. And one day after the fire, Leno broke his silence on the scary situation. I got some serious burns from a gasoline fire. He shared with Variety at the time, I'm okay. Just need a week or two to get back on my feet. And Leno spent 10 days at the Grossman Burn Center and will receive follow up care at the outpatient clinic. He underwent multiple surgeries during his stay, but also made time for the children at the medical facility, passing out cookies to the young patients. His doctor reported. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. The comedian posed with the staff at Grossman Burn Center in the first photo since the fire. Um, During his November 22nd appearance on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, Leno's former co-star and longtime pal Tim Allen gave an update on the comedian's health. He's great. He's one of those heroes. Remember, the Deadpool villain who couldn't feel pain. He's that guy. The Santa Claus's actor said, revealing that he left a message for Leno the day of his accident and heard back immediately. He calls back 5 minutes later. Allen shared telling host Jimmy Fallon that while Leno said his burns were really painful, he wasn't taking any painkillers because pain is there for a reason. He he's just an amazing human being. He just wanted to get out of the hospital, and it was one bit after another. He said he's going with the Clooney look, and he looks really good considering the grafts he's got. The home improvements, the home improvement alum gushed, adding that the hospital did a great job. Um, and returned to the stage. Leno performed a stand-up set at the Comedy and Magic Club in Hermosa Beach, California on November 27th, just 6 days after his release from the hospital. We got two shows tonight, regular and crispy and extra crispy. He equipped during his appearance, according to Access Hollywood. I never thought of myself as a roast comic. Yeah, he's really not a roast comic though, man. I mean, and I'm kind of glad that he's doing better actually. So this is just good news right there, man. And and not only he has a show, Jay Leno's Garage. He's also you can even watch him on the game show, You Bet Your Life, which is on Fox. Of course, check your local listings, and of course, check your local listings for Jay Leno's car garage. So there you have it. Glad he's doing better, man. So a round of applause for not only feeling recovering, but also giving out cookies to people and doing a performance at the at the Laugh um Factory event. And speaking of which, Walmart. Speaking of Black Friday, um, speaking of Black Friday, um, and this involves Walmart. I believe they have staplers. The holiday came early this year for fans of the 1999 comedy Office Space with Gary Cole, D- Dietrich Bader, and AJ Nadu starring in ads for Walmart. Inspired by the movie's Case Against Mondays, Walmart is offering savings event each Monday of November, in addition to the traditional Black Friday. Walmart Plus members get the deals hours before regular folk. The first of several episodic ads starts with the receptionist at Anytech, the same office in the film, answering phone calls as Cole, who played the boss, who played boss. Hold on a minute. Who played boss? Hold on a minute. Um, yes, who played boss? Let me just get to. Hang on a minute. Yeah, who? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Who played boss? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Yes. Hold on a second. Who played boss? Oh man. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Um. Yeah, Cole, who played boss Bill Lumberg. Yes, Bill Lumberg. There it is. Saunters past her. Never mind the office burnt to the ground at the end of the Mike Judge movie. Nadu and Cole also seem to have resumed their daily duties. Nadu, who played tech worker um, who plays Samir in the film, is busy on Zoom call with Michael Bolton, the real Bolton, as actor David Herman portrayed the lesser Bolton in the cult classic. Hmm. Of course, tell me how Black Friday deals are on Monday. Bolton sings to the tune of How Am I Supposed to Live Without You at the end of the commercial. The first Walmart Black Friday deals for days event starts online. Already started recently, November 7th at 7 p.m. Eastern for most shoppers and at noon Eastern for Walmart Plus members. Um okay, that's something you don't see every day, but anyways, speaking of Thanksgiving stuff, um DJ Drama, DJ Drama is has a lot to be thankful for. Um Of course, DJ Drama is having one hell of a year, and the Atlanta-based DJ, producer, and Generation Now co-founder, who also goes by the name Mr. Thanksgiving, has shared what he's most thankful for in 2022. In anticipation of this year's Thanksgiving Day, Drama ran through a hefty list of 2022 highlights with Hip Hop DX, including awards and accolades, team wins, proud family moments, personal triumphs, and a whole lot more that he's grateful for. Um, Beginning with his family, Drama said he was thankful for being able to celebrate milestone birthdays with each of his two daughters. I'm thankful that I got to spend my daughter's 21st birthday with her and throw her a lavish party and do another party with her hosted by Wiz Khalifa, which she thoroughly enjoyed, he told DX. I am thankful that I got to share my other daughter's Sweet 16 with her and again throw her, oh my goodness. And again throw her, hold on a second. And again throw her, yeah, wait. Yeah, throw her a lavish party. Throw her an amazing party and got the likes of Jack Harlow, Tyler the Creator, Chris Brown, Little Baby, Lotto, Summer Walker, and Lil Uzi Vert to tell her happy sweet 16, as well as getting 4 Milli to perform for her. Drama then turned his attention to his parents. The DJ's mother celebrated her 75th birthday this year, which he celebrated by throwing her a huge party at his home. I'm thankful that I got to spend my mother's 75th birthday with her and throw her an event at my house full of family and friends, and the trap band that she thoroughly enjoyed and was very grateful for. As for his father, the Philadelphia born music mogul was able to fulfill a long-time dream of his dad's by taking him to see his beloved Phillies play in the baseball World Series not once but twice. I'm thankful that I got to take my dad to the World Series. Thankful that I got to take my dad to the World Series. Wait a minute. Hold on, yeah. As for his father, the Philadelphia-born music mogul was able to fulfill the long-time dream with his dad by taking him to see his beloved Phillies play in the Baseball World Series not once but twice. I'm thankful that I got to take my dad to the World Series in Philly, which is a dream come true for him being a lifelong baseball fan and Phillies fan. He not only got to go to one World Series game, but he got to go to two back to back. And although the Phillies lost, the experience was priceless and memorable for him. To share that moment with him was amazing. Moving on to Generation Now, the record label he founded alongside Don Cannon. No relations to Nick Cannon, folks. And Lake Morrison drama heaped huge praise on Jack Harlow, the label's marquee artist of the year, who released his sophomore album Come Home, The Kids Miss You in May. Of course, obviously, Harlow has received a ton of accolades in 2022, including being nominated in 3 categories for next year's Grammy Awards: Best Rap Song, of course, Churchill Downs featuring Drake, Best Rap Album, Come Home, The Kids Miss You, and the Best Melodic Rap Performance, First Class. I'm thankful that Generation Now as a company has had such a successful year and has been thriving. Drama said of the Atlantic Records partnered imprint, to watch Jack Harlow become an incredible superstar, one of the biggest A-listers in the game, from hosting the MTV Awards and being 3 times Grammy nominated to doing a sellout tour for Come Home, The Kids Miss You in front of 11,012,000 people every night. I'm thankful for his rising star and his success and being able to witness that. Drama said he was thankful for another of Generation Now's biggest stars, Lil Uzi Vert, whose meteoric rise began with Drama and Co. until the two parted ways. The two parties had a brief falling out, which hit boiling point in 2019 when Uzi fired off a series of tweets calling out his label bosses. However, Uzi and Generation Now have since reconciled, which is something Drama is grateful for. I'm thankful for the reconciliation of Generation Now and Lil Uzi Vert and Don Cannon and Lil Uzi being back in the studio together, Drama said, and watching Uzi have another monster hit on his hands with Just Wanna Rock, and going into the new year with great momentum and looking forward to his new project. Drama that he was also thankful for Seti Hendrix, another Generation Now artist who dropped his Gangsta Grills tape. Well said. Earlier this year, he's another Generation Now artist that is on the rise and doing amazing things, Drama said. In April, Drama won his first ever Grammy Award for his work on Tyler the Creator's Call Me If You Get Lost, which scooped the prize for Best Rap Album at the 2022 awards ceremony. Drama couldn't let Thanksgiving pass by without mentioning this incredible achievement. It was a monumental moment, Drama said, of his Grammy win, which he found out about right before going on stage at J. Cole's Dreamville Festival with Lil Wayne, Jeezy, and T.I., the three artists he's best known for working with. And that was a 360 moment for me. He told DX to win my first Grammy and then perform at Dreamville Festival in front of 75,000 people with the three individuals that I started my career with very early on. That started Gangsta Girls with very early on. And come full circle and win a Grammy with Tyler the Creator. I'm very thankful for that. He added he was also thankful for being voted DJ of the Year at the 2022 BET Hip Hop Awards. I'm thankful for that I got to share the stage with my comrades, my staff, and my artists, he said, adding that having them on stage really brought things home for him. Um, on the subject of Gangsta Grills, 2022 saw a huge resurgence for the series that kicked it all off for DJ Drama. After stepping away from the brand, which has been a hip hop staple for many years, momentarily to concentrate on Generation Now and the growth of its artists, Drama reintroduced Gangsta Grills via Tyler the Creator. Tyler's Call Me If You Get Lost. From there, the brand caught fire, and in 2022, Drama put out Gangsta Girls tapes with a bunch of groundbreaking talent from Simba, NBA YoungBoy, um, and, and Dave East to Snoop Dogg and J. Cole's Dreamville crew. um, One of the most talked about was Jeezy's Snowfall, which saw Drama and the Atlanta Trap Star reunite after years apart, marking a new chapter in their long-running and revered collaborative partnership. In the mid 2000s, the two teamed up for the now iconic Trap or Die mixtape, which many considered to be the project that helped push the Gangsta Girls series into the mainstream. I'm thankful for the resurgence of Gangsta Grills and the numerous projects that I've done this year. Drama told DX, I don't even want to start naming them because I don't want to forget any. But you know, the Jeezy Snowfall is quite the talk of the town. The feeling that we restored together, the combination between me and Jeezy and what we brought to the game, and to be here 17 years later, putting out a monster project that people are really appreciating and really talking about. I'm thankful for that day. And getting in his bag, Drama showed some love to himself and made it a point to celebrate his competitive spirit. I'm thankful for being able to keep my foot on these niggas' necks, and I'm thankful for still having a competitive spirit, and thankful for still being so addicted to the culture and addicted to creating and giving to hip hop, which I love so much, he said. I'm thankful for 30 years of DJing this year. Hip hop's turning 50 next year, and I've literally been DJing for 30 of those years. I'm thankful for being able to have those around me go on to be able to have success and to create jobs and positions for those who are well deserving, and not only basking in my own success, but also being able to bring people with me. And of course, looking ahead to 2023, DJ Drama explained he's also thankful that he's on the the cusp of putting out his sixth studio album. I'm really like that. I'm going to start the new year off with a bang, with a project that I'm quite proud of, with an album that is really the culmination of quite a year and quite the career. That career has been getting a lot of love this past year, and drama revealed a lot of people have been giving um, him his props as of late without really even asking for it. I've been getting a lot of my flowers this year, and I'm being appreciated for the years of work that I've put in and all that I've given to hip hop and being a stand-up individual, he said. I'm thankful that I'm in one of the greatest spaces of my life, and at 44 years old, health is wealth. Drama continued. My skin is glowing. I'm drinking a gallon of water every day. Um, I feel like I'm still 21. I can go on the hip hop court and bust anybody's ass. I'm thankful that I'm thankful. I'm thankful. Wait. Yeah, I'm thankful that when it's all said and done, when they tell the stories, it'll be that DJ Drama was one of the greatest to ever do it. And that's word to Mr. Thanksgiving. After all these years, I'm still feeding the streets. Can't nobody say otherwise. And concluding by giving thanks for life, Drama told Hip Hop DX that people's cups should always be half full, not half empty, and that while everyone has things they can complain about, it could always be worse. I'm thankful that I live by that creed and know that on my worst day, I like no, I lived like somebody on their best day. Give thanks. Amen. DJ Dramas, I'm really like that. It's set to arrive sometime next year. There's no release date, so if I hear anything, I'll bring it here. I'll bring it here to this platform right here. Okay, so hold on a minute here. I don't know. Hold on a second. Shout outs to who is this? Here.nu for viewing this. Thank you for joining me on this podcast live stream, Instagram live feed. Um let's see what else. Oh, Ice Spice. Let me see how much time we got here. Yes, Ice Spice. Okay, the Bronx, New York, Ice Spice and Lil TJay hosted a turkey giveaway ahead of Thanksgiving in their native Bronx, New York on Wednesday night, November 16th. The Bronx rapper the Bronx rappers were mobbed by fans at the giveaway event as they found another way to give back to the community they both grew up in, donating turkeys to about 150 different local families. Um, Footage surfaced of Ice Spice and TJ on top of some of table or car overlooking the massive screaming crowd as they tossed out turkeys for free. However, the fans seemed more interested in getting selfies with the hometown heroes. This shit looking active out here. We in the Bronx. Listen, I got a whole lot of turkeys to give out. Police shit. My son Ice is here. If you ain't here, pop out though. TJ said before taking aim at his detractors. I know the ops mad they can't do this. Lil TJ appears to be in good spirits after being shot multiple times outside a Chipotle restaurant in Edgewater, New Jersey in June. According to the Bergen County Prosecutor's Office, a 27-year-old man named Muhammad um, Kanate attempted to rob TJ and his two friends, Antoine Boyd and Jeffrey Valdez, um, while they were seated in a Dodge Durango near the Promenade Shopping Center. Um, Kanate, who was arrested roughly a month after the shooting, allegedly fired near fatal shots at TJ, striking him in the thoracic cavity. Kanate suffered gunshot wounds himself, during the attempt robbery. The Zoo York rapper was reportedly unconscious for several days after undergoing emergency surgery. As for Ice Spice, she continues to adjust to her newfound fame after enjoying meteoric rise thanks to her breakout hit Munch, Feeling You. After recently dropping a follow-up single, Bikini Bottom, the 22-year-old is now working on a 6-track EP as her debut project. Wow. Okay, so let's get trying to speed this up actually. Um yeah, I'm trying to speed this up actually. So yes, and of course, we got two more to talk about here. Let's get to J. Cole, and of course, yeah, let's get to J. Cole. All right, so it taking place in Miami, Florida. J. Cole made a surprise appearance at the FTX Arena in Miami, Florida, to take in his beloved Charlotte Hornets road game against the Miami Heat on Thursday, November 10th. While sat out courtside next to his longtime manager, um, Abraham Ib Hamad. The Dreamville boss didn't appear to be enjoying himself all that much, though, after being highlighted on the arena's jumbotron. As he looked up and saw himself projected onto the overhead screens, the famed shy rapper could be seen squirming in his seat and muttering something under his breath. Whether he was uncomfortable having his cover blown on the big screen or simply dismayed at the Hornets' first half performance, only Cole knows. Even though he's a Hornets supporter, and Miami Heat made J. Cole feel right at home as they gifted him a personalized City Edition jersey with Cole number 15 on the back. We had hip hop royalty in the house tonight. The team wrote on Twitter, Cole World. Um, Cole and Hamad were treated to a highly competitive matchup inside the FTX arena, which the Heat eked out by a score of 117 to 112 in overtime. Jimmy Butler led the Heat with 35 points as Cole's home state Hornets fell to 3-10 on the season. While he closed with a number of Hornets players, the offseason rapper played an integral role in Caleb Martin joining the Miami Heat. After being cut by the Hornets last season, Martin worked out at J. Cole's gym to stay ready. Cole was so impressed by Caleb's game that he called Miami assistant Karen Butler to give him a workout, which led to Martin earning a roster spot. The 27-year-old paralyzed the opportunity into a lucrative contract after signing a 3-year, $20 million deal with the Heat prior to the 2022-23 season. J. Cole has hoop dreams of his own and had previous professional stints playing in Canada and Africa. The 6'2" rhymer was also recently unveiled as the cover star of NBA 2K23's Dreamer Edition, becoming the first hip hop artist to cover the basketball video game franchise, and is now available as a playable character in the game alongside Jack Harlow. Now, before I go on to the next one, let me just give a little reminder. A little reminder that you can make a charitable donation to my Cash App, which is G Money Stacks 555. That's $ capital G, lowercase MONEY, capital S, lowercase TACKZ 555. It's not about bringing the bank. You don't have to be rich to show more support. Whatever amount of money you are comfortable with and desire will be appreciated. And also, you can leave a 5-star rating on Podchaser, Podfriend, Apple Podcasts, and of course Spotify as well. And of course, leave a review and stuff, and tell us what you think about the topics, and how do you feel about these topics. You know what I'm saying? So there you have it right there, folks. Let's get into let's get into one more thing, man. Actually, let's get we got Journey, we got the Staten Island musical, and of course yes, so there it is. So there it is. So Journey announces 50th anniversary Freedom Tour 2023. Um Journey have announced a 50th anniversary celebration Freedom Tour 2023 featuring Toto as special guest. The extensive 38 city North American tour will kick off on February 4th in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and wrap up on April 25th in Palm Springs, California. Some rescheduled dates that were postponed earlier this year due to COVID have been incorporated into the Freedom Tour 2023. Excited to perform for our fans as we tour next year with Toto. Jonathan Cain said in a press release, the combined hits of both bands represent a couple of decades of excellence that have become a soundtrack for people's lives. The music of Journey, along with the music of Total, is an example of certain music during uncertain times added the Journey keyboardist. Total's Steve um, Licata said all the band members are very honored and excited to do this tour with our old and dear friends Journey. Of course, you know, already the tickets already went on sale. The tickets went on sale to the public on October 21st at 10 a.m. local time via Ticketmaster and Journey's website. Yeah, you can check out Journey's website as well. Um, Now the tour dates, of course, starts with February 4th, Allentown, Pennsylvania, PPL Center. February 5th, Charlottesville, Virginia. John Paul Jones Arena. February 8th, Savannah, Georgia, in Market Arena. February 10th, Columbia, South Carolina, Colonial Life Arena. Um, February 11th, Greensboro, North Carolina, Greensboro Coliseum. February 14th, Lexington, Kentucky, Rupp Arena. February 7th, Knoxville, Tennessee, Thompson Boiling Arena. February 19th, Bossier City, Los Angeles, no, Louisiana, excuse me, Brookshire Grocery Arena. February 22nd, Austin, Texas, Moody Center. February 23rd, Lafayette, Louisiana, Cajun Dome. February 26th, Jacksonville, Florida, Vice Star Veterans Memorial Area. No, excuse me, Arena. March 1st, Washington, D.C. at Capital One Arena. March 3rd, State College, Pennsylvania. Bryce Jordan Center. March 4th, Hartford, Connecticut, XL Center. March 8th, Montreal, um, Montreal, Quebec, Bell Center, Quebec, um, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, I believe. Yeah, Quebec is in Canada, excuse me. Quebec, Videotron Center, March 9th, March 12th, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Scotiabank Arena, March 13th, Ottawa, Ottawa, Ontario, Canadian Tire Center, March 16th, Buffalo, New York, KeyBank Center, March 17th, Atlantic City, New Jersey, Boardwalk Hall, March 20th, Campaign, Illinois, State Farm Center, March 21st, Moline, Illinois, Vibrant Arena at the Mark, March 24th, um, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Denny Sanford Premier Center, March 25th, Lincoln, New England. Pinnacle Bank Arena, March 28th, Des Moines, Indiana, Wells Fargo Arena. March 31st, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Box Center. April 1st, Memphis, Tennessee, FedEx Forums. April 1st, April 1st, yes. Memphis, Tennessee, FedEx Forum. April 4th, San Antonio, Texas, AT&T Center. April 7th, Springfield, Missouri, Great Southern Bank Arena. April 8th, Wichita, Kansas, and Trust Bank Arena. April 11th, Casper, Wyoming, Ford, Wyoming Center. April 13th, Boys, Indiana, Extra Mile Arena. April 14th, Spokane, 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 Washington, Spokane Arena. April 17th, Eugene, Oregon, Matthew Knight Arena. April 19th, Stockton, California, Stockton Arena. April 22nd, Bakersfield, California, Mechanics Bank Arena. Fresno, California, Save Mark Center. April 25th, Palm Springs, California, Acrisure Arena. All right, so we got you got two more things to talk about here and we wrap up. So so Staten Island has a musical. So according to Timeout, here's what's happening. It's not that we don't recognize Staten Island as a bona fide New York borough. It's just that it is so utterly non-Manhattan that the mere idea of a musical about Staten Island in Midtown tickles our funny bone. Oh shit. After all, what can the show even be about? Will it be about the fact that Staten Island is the only borough that is not connected to Manhattan via the subway, or why it's often referred to as the Forgotten Borough? Perhaps it'll be an analysis of the major Italian population. According to AM New York, the Staten Island set production actually redefines what it means to be a resident of Richmond County and gives meaning to the absurdities of life on Staten Island. The production will be narrated by Jamie D. Clerk as Chuck, the dead groundhog who slipped out of Mayor de Blasio's hands on Groundhog Day back in 2014. Oh man. Oh man, that's funny right there. Yeah, and featured characters and will include an aspiring actress from Manhattan named Ashley, a nosy neighbor who can't stop thinking and talking about her parking spot, an oblivious city planner, and of course, a borough obsessed ferry crew member. Will folks from Staten Island actually flock to another borough to be made fun of on stage? We'll have to wait until next month to see. Of course, here's to hoping the area's most celebrated resident Pistol Pete Davidson, as Michael Rappaport would actually say. Pistol Pete Davidson will make an appearance as well. Staten Island the musical will delve into when it premieres off Broadway at the Tank located at 312 West 36th Street by 8th Avenue for 5 shows only starting December 1st. You can check for tickets are currently on sale for a variety of the dates right here. Yeah, you can check for tickets. You can check for tickets. Of course, you can check out the website that I'm using, which is www.timeout.com/New York/news slash a musical about Staten Island. All right. So there you go, right there. There you go, right there. Let me just check to see if I covered the bases here. Let's see. Yep, I think we covered it all right here, man. That's gonna do it, man. That's gonna do it for this episode right here. Hopefully, um, yeah, hopefully I covered everything. So let's wrap this up right here. So, um, all right. So without further ado, we're gonna go into the last segment of the day, which is stream choices on the go. This is where I actually inform people where you can listen to the episodes of the New York podcast platform show right here. So here it is. Yo, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and show your love by following Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast, not only on Facebook, but also on Instagram as well. And alongside with my other shows, which is Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, the Sports Edition show, and the review show, Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast as well. So there you have it right there. And you can also follow your homie G Money Stacks on the gram as well, on my primary handle, which is G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. So without further ado, make sure you turn on your notifications. Very important that you know when I'm going to be on Instagram live recording a podcast episode, and of course when you'll be able to know when each episode is going to be dropping, and of course episode 209 that I just recorded yesterday will be dropped tonight. It'll be dropped tonight, and 210 along with 211 and 212 will be dropped on Friday. So hopefully I'll be able to record 211 today, and whatever I don't get to, I'll try to do my best to do everything that I can to provide more content, especially with the sports podcast, which I will try to I'm going to postpone it actually. So there you have it right there. And of course, you go to the link in bio where it says Linktree /G Money Stacks 555. You're gonna see a whole list of audio streaming platforms with the links, and you can also leave a voice message for me if you have any thoughts on the topics that's being discussed today as far as mental health, World Mental Health Day, and of course Selena Gomez, or any other topics whatsoever you want to chime in on whatsoever. This is your opportunity, folks, for you listeners out there and for you watchers out there on YouTube, in the YouTube universe. You can leave a voice message on anchor.fm/gmoneystacks/message. That's anchor.fm/gmoneystacks/message. All right. So that's the key here. And speaking of keys, that's where we're going to start with Anchor, Audacity, Audible, Audio Burst, Amazon Music, Breaker, Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM Podcast, Player FM Podcast, Pocket Cast, Podbay, Podfriend, Podo Polo, Podorama, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Podverse, Reason FM, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Google Podcasts, and you can listen to Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast episodes on Radio Public alongside with iHeartRadio, the #1 app for music, radio, and podcasts. And you don't need a debit card or a credit card to download these apps. You can go to your local app store on your iPhones, your Android phones, iPads, and of course, your Android tablets. If you don't have any of these apps, don't worry. The links will be here on the Linktree link website. So don't you worry about that. And of course, be sure to follow my other shows. Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, the Sports Edition show. I did drop off 40 episodes already. I am going to drop episode 41 tonight as well. I'm going to drop episode 41 today as well. So in a couple minutes. And episode 42, the recording for that, like I said, I am going to postpone it because I'm going to eat in a couple minutes. And I'll figure out a way to do this, to handle this. So all right. So make sure you follow Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast on iHeartRadio as well as subscribing and of course following the shows on every streaming platform whatsoever. And speaking of streaming platforms, the last one but not least, make sure you grab the subscribe button on the YouTube channel page of G Money Stacks 555, where you see all the New York episodes already uploaded and posted to the YouTube channel page. Click on the Noti bell so you can be reminded when the show goes in the air via live stream. Leave a like and a comment along with the episodes. Be sure to stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes. In case you miss any of the episodes, you can take the time to do some catching up on the episodes that I already previously dropped and the new episodes that I most recently dropped. So there you have it right there. And also the most important thing here is to download these episodes. Download these episodes on anchor.fm. Of course, listen, stream, and watch these episodes alongside with telling a friend to another friend, share the videos, share the episodes, and of course, word of mouth is important by spreading the word. And of course, be sure to share the podcast along with your wives, your husbands, your boyfriends, girlfriends, your friends, the people you are cool with from work and all the other stuff, along with sharing the link that says Linktree/GMoneyStacks555 with all the audio streaming platforms right there. So make sure you follow them on every streaming platform whatsoever. And that's going to do it for me. I'm G Money Stacks. Thank you very much for listening and tuning in and rocking with me on this episode 210, which is basically about mental health day. So, you know what I'm saying? And I hope you took a lesson. Into some tips in where you could actually cope, where you have cope mechanisms to actually relieve yourselves from stress, especially if it's work related, family drama, or whatever it is. I think it's important to actually talk about mental health because it's not a taboo subject anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I'm up out of here, man. Stay tuned for 211 as I talk about the Frappuccinos by Starbucks and the Christmas stuff and National Frappy Day, which I will talk about as well. So I'm out of here. Thank you very much for listening, tuning in and rocking with me, sticking around and being there in my entire podcast journey. I appreciate every single one of you. I love you all, especially to all the people, all the supporters out there from international, especially Canada, especially USA, Long Island, aka Strong Island, the 5 boroughs of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, Queens. I appreciate every single one of you who took the time to actually listen to the episodes. Even though the episodes are long and 2 hours and stuff like that, but it's my way of it's my way to give some clarity so you can actually be able to understand the topics that I'm going to be talking about instead of me doing short episodes, because it wouldn't make any sense for me to shorten the episodes to actually do that. You know what I'm saying? So let me just get up out of here. Stay tuned for 211 in a couple minutes. Peace and one love, and enjoy the rest of your day and evening and a good night, man. Peace out. One love.